Alright, bunch of magic time. Playing some blue-white clue flash in standard. Alright. No white mana at the moment, but we'll draw into it. We got ongoing investigation and rattle chains, so that's not bad. Island go. Plains for our opponent. And Dragon Hunter. Alright, island and ongoing investigation. We want to find some white mana. Whoa. Free Blade, eh? Come on, Plains. Another Stasis Snare. Ay. Well, we are getting punished for keeping this hand. If we had drawn a Plains there, we would have been in such good shape. Well, I think we need to Rattle Chains. And then I think just block. We can't really get hit by the Free Blade and let it go Renown. And then hope we draw white mana to Ojutai's Command it back. Or Reflector Mage would be nice. Alright, there's the Plains. Alright, so I think the plan here is just Reflector Mage, bounce the Free Blade, and pass. We also want to start getting tokens. Inspector gets a clue, and Kytheon. Ooh, Bygone Bishop, eh? Bishop is nice. If we attack, how do they block? Do they block? I think we just pass and play defense. See what our opponent does. Leave up Ojutai's Command. Ooh, Militia Captain? Alright. Well, that means we need to counter target creature spell. Let's see. Get back our Rattle Chains, counter Militia Captain. Militia Captain gets too big too quick. And now we have the Flash Hand activated, which is nice. Bridge. Pumps up Dragon Hunter. Okay. Well, we're not going to block. Our opponent gets in for 3. Infiltrator. Yeah. Still would like more white mana. Well, let's get in with our Rattle Chains. Get to investigate, and I think we just pass for now. Another land. Another Militia Captain. Alright. And a Free Blade. Well, now we need white mana to get rid of Militia Captain. So let's crack the clue. Not white mana. And then Dimensional Infiltrator. We do have a couple draws at it, though. So let's get in with Rattle Chains. Investigate. Sack the clue. Alright, there it is. We can reveal this, and then just Stasis Snare right now to get rid of the Militia Captain. Pass the turn back. Still, if they have Always Watching, we're suddenly in kind of bad shape. Opponent goes to attacks. Gonna swing with the crew. Well, we're gonna block there and block there. Makes Kytheon indestructible, so it flips. That's alright, because we can pressure Kytheon. Trades off. They get Planeswalker Gideon. But we can pressure it in the air, so it's kind of okay. Untaps it, makes it indestructible, and another Inspector. Ooh, we get an Inspector. We might just need to Stasis Snare the Gideon. Well, we can't just try to attack it down. Let's attack Gideon. I think we can wait on the Stasis Snare. They might have another Militia Captain or something. And then Bygone Bishop. Thraben Inspector makes 2 clues, thanks to Bygone Bishop. And then another land, pass the turn. Always Watching, pumps up the dorks. Not good enough, though. They're going to activate the Gideon. Interesting. Well, we kill Dragon Hunter, block Inspector, block Gideon. Take 2. Another Inspector. Alright, let's rattle chains. Do some investigating. Another Bishop. Alright, we need to kill Gideon and attack our opponent, I believe. Yeah, I think that's right. Do some more investigating. And I think we're going to sack a clue to see if we hit a land. Well, it's a tap land, but alright. And then pass the turn. Sacks a clue. Knight of the White Orchid gets our opponent a land. And another land. And a free blade, and they're out of cards. They're going to go attacking? They are. Well, let's Bygone Bishop, get a clue, and then I think we're going to double block a Thraben Inspector so we get one off the battlefield. Island. Alright, let's just... I don't think we can attack. Actually, can we? We could put our opponent down to 8. How do we lose if that happens? We can attack with 3 creatures. Sack Foundry, block. Let's just play defensively and not attack yet. Because we can do some good double blocking here, potentially. Sacks a clue, draws a card. Sacks a clue, draws a card. Plays a land. And goes with Stasis Snare. Targeting a Bygone Bishop. Alright. Then our opponent goes 2 attacks. Oh, they're just going to attack there? Alright. Well, we will Stasis Snare back, get rid of the knight. Sack a clue, land. Sack a clue, land. Not land. Please not land. Alright, another land. Well, let's sack a clue. Alright, Clash is something at least. Prairie Stream. Let's get in with a Rattle Chain so we get another clue. And pass the turn. How many card types do they have? 1, 1. Alright, I guess we gotta let that go, unfortunately. Taps our Bygone Bishop. Goes 2 attacks. Gonna swing with the crew. Well, let's sack our Foundry. Block, block, and block, and drop to 1. Or 2. We've drawn a few more lands than we were hoping. And always watching is annoying. Alright, we're down to 2. We need something here. Oh, they have something else? Expedition Envoy? Ugh. Alright, let's sack a clue. Sack a clue. Seriously? Well, now we're dead. I mean, we drew a million lands in a row. That was frustrating. Our deck was working as intended, but we just couldn't draw anything good. So we probably want Silk Wraps. Can go down some of the expensive counters. Scatter. Also, Planar Outburst seems pretty good against this deck. And maybe we go down the Spy Networks, just seems slow. And negates hit or miss. It is good if we can hit an Always Watching. We'll keep in 1. Let's try it like that. Alright, we get to play first. And... okay. Not insane. But we got a removal spell, got a bishop, which is a decent blocker, and got a clash, which can stop something. Alright, we do first Plains go. Plains for our opponent and Thraben Inspector. Gets a clue. Interesting. Alright, Island go. I think we're going to leave up Clash here, rather than just Thraben Inspector. There's some 2-drops that are worth countering, or multiple 1-drops. Opponent's going to get in 4-1 with the Inspector. And we will clash the Militia Captain. Alright, Prairie Stream, Bygone Bishop, go. So hopefully next turn we can get down our Thraben Inspector and start getting clues. If they can Stasis Snare our Bygone Bishop, that would be annoying. Alright, no blocks. I don't know what our opponent's doing. Seems sketchy. Skeleton Key. Okay. Well, Thraben Inspector gets a clue from Bishop. Gets a clue from Inspector. Plains pass the turn. And I'm not going to attack there. I think they might have like Gideon's Reproach or something like that. We will block with Thraben Inspector though. Skeleton Key. No attacks. Alright, we get to sack a clue. Rattle Chains. Decent. Now we will attack with Bygone Bishop, because we can protect it with Rattle Chains. Ugh. That's annoying. Alright, change of plans. We're actually going to negate that. We can't protect from Celestial Flare, because it makes us sacrifice. Now we'll just pass. Can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Alright. Well, I think we just chump here. I don't really want our opponent to get to loot. Freeblade, okay. Griff's Boon on Freeblade. Alright, also okay. Let's sack our clue, get another land. Alright, Prairie Stream, pass the turn. Another Plains for our opponent. Always watching. Alright, that's fine. That actually means we can block Thraben Inspector now, which is nice. They might have wanted to play that after combat, actually, if they care about looting. Goes to attacks. So we're just going to block the Inspector. Take 4 for now. Freeblade goes Renown. Sure. Let's Rattle Chains. Get a clue. Sack the clue. Ooh, Ojutai's Command is a sweet one. Our opponent's last card might be Stasis Snare. Ooh, Rattle Change is also nice. Alright, in that case, we're just gonna Westville Abbey and pass the turn for now. I feel like we're pretty far ahead. Especially now that we can leave up Ojutai's Command, Rattle Chains, and Stasis Snare. Gonna move over the Skeleton Key. That's fine. Attacks with both. Well, let's Stasis Snare. Get rid of the Freeblade. Block. Opponent has another Celestial Flare. Alright, in that case, we'll Rattle Chains. We can't actually save our Bygone Bishop, but we want to get the clue while we can. So Rattle Chains, no sense in even giving Bygone Bishop Hexproof, because we gotta sack it anyway. And then, let's sack the clue. I like the amount of card advantage this deck has, another Bygone Bishop, has been able to generate. It seems pretty sweet. Like, we've had a very constant stream of clue tokens. Another Ojutai's Command. Alright, Plains. attack with both. Put our opponent down to 14. Pass the turn. We can flash in our Bygone Bishop, since we have Rattle Chains. Gives all our spirits flash. Opponent's going to equip Griff's Boon A. Alright. Well, I guess our opponent's going to get to loot. Unfortunate, but what can you do? Plains. And Kytheon. Do we care about Kytheon? I don't think especially. So I think plan is Ojutai's command. Let's return a creature, draw a card. So get back Thraben Inspector, draw a card. Ooh, Reflector Mage is sweet. And then we will flash in our Bygone Bishop. If we draw like another Inspector, we can just flip Westville Abbey and that should be game. Or a land even. Land, we can Reflector Mage flip it. Maybe flipping it's not even worthwhile. We're pretty far ahead as it is. Just bounce the Thraben Inspector. Yeah, bounce Thraben Inspector. Swing with our flyers, puts our opponent to 8. And we'll have a counter backup in case our opponent draws something. Our opponent's playing very herky-jerky pace. I don't know if they're double queuing. Seems odd to double queue in the two-player queues. I don't really understand why people do that. So do we want to try to flip into Ormondal? The problem is if they draw a Stasis Snare, then we lose. Let's just Reflector Mage, get a clue, bounce Thraben Inspector, do some attacking with our flyers, play the land, pass the turn. So now we have it set up to flip next turn again if we need to, or want to. Opponent's going to equip. Goes to attacks. We are going to just chump here with our Inspector. We know he's get it back with Ojutai's command. Does our opponent have an actual play? They might have to get back Griff's Boon on defense. I guess they can leave up Indestructible and block Reflector Mage if we don't draw anything. And our opponent scoops it up. Alright, we got there. Pretty well. We just kind of tempoed our opponent out of the game. Yeah, that setup seemed good. I think we'll stick with it. Alright. We have a Planar Outburst, which should be awesome. We just gotta live long enough to resolve it. Expedition Envoy for our opponent. Planes go. The good news is we can Rattle Chains next turn to block something. And then we will be able to get back Rattle Chains and gain life the 2 turns after that. Alright, take the hit. Ooh, and a Bygone Bishop. Alright, pass the turn. Let's see what our opponent does. See if we think we need to block with Rattle Chains. Yeah, we're going to block here. Always watching. So let's just flash in Rattle Chains, block, and get rid of our opponent's only threat. I think we win the long game. We just got to keep alive long enough to get there. So Bygone Bishop, go. Okay, Stasis Snare our Bygone Bishop. Planes, go. Let's just leave up Ojutai's command. Knight. Alright, let's counter draw, I think. Counter target creature spell, draw a card. I think that's better than getting back Rattle Chains right now because we might still be Planar Outbursting at some point. Opponent passes. Alright, let's just Port Town, reveal the island, pass the turn. And next turn we have Westville Abbey online too to start making tokens, which are pretty decent until they find a Griff's Boon. They're like enchantment flooded. Another always watching, so their creatures are going to be big if they ever find them. Dimensional Infiltrator lets us start attacking. Westville Abbey, let's start getting in there. Down to 18 is our opponent. And passes. Alright, I think we're in good shape. Let's make a cleric. Another Rattle Chains. It is nice to just never have to tap out. Celestial Flare, well, we'll sack the cleric. Wasn't doing much anyway. Pass the turn. We haven't been very good at making clues this game, though. Opponent's down to one card, though, and we still have a Planar Outburst in our back pocket, along with multiple creatures and a Westville Abbey. Alright, Kytheon. Now, let's just make a cleric. Island. I should have Reflector Mage before combat. Well, we'll get in for 2. Actually, do we even want to Reflector Mage? Yeah, let's. Reflector Mage. Bounce Kytheon. Reflector Mage is such an absurd card. It is so good. So they can't even replay their Kytheon. But they do get an Inspector, which isn't bad. And it's a 3/4, which I guess is actually good. Another Inspector. They're comboing off. Okay. Sacks the clue. Well, I think we're just going to run out Rattle Chains to keep the pressure going. If we draw, that's a land. Alright, let's attack with our flyers. We're pretty close to winning with Ormondal next turn. Oh, they're back. Alright. They have 1 minute and 31 seconds on their clock. Well, we'll just pass the turn. Take our beats from the Inspectors. Down to 9. Land. Dragon Hunter. Kytheon. Well, let's make a token. Ojitize command. Do we flip to Westville Abbey? I don't think we need to. Let's just get in with our 2 flyers. And it wouldn't have won us the game there anyway. Pass the turn back. But it only has 1 card in hand. And it is Griff's Boon. Alright. Goes for the big attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tap. Oh no. Alright, we don't have enough mana for that. Well, let's Ojitize command. Return a creature. And return a creature from your graveyard and gain 4 life. Yeah, let's do that. Get back Rattle Chains. Go up to 12. Give the other Rattle Chains hexproof. Gonna make Kytheon indestructible. Sure. And then we'll just block. Block. Go to 4. Kytheon's going to flip. Alright, our Reflector Mage has to attack Gideon. We get another Rattle Chains. Well, this makes it easy. Actually, does it make it easy? So we plan our outburst, but then we're stuck. So we'd have to be concerned about losing on the backswing. Let's attack with all creatures at Gideon. Opponent blocks. Opponent blocks. Then we just Planner Outburst. Pass the turn. Activates Gideon. Pumps it up. Griff's Boon on Gideon. Well, we just Rattle Chains. Give Rattlechains hexproof. Block the Gideon. And now we will Planner Outburst with Awaken our Prairie Stream and kill Gideon. Now I think we're good. Not just because our opponent played incredibly slow and is now out of time. What a game. Sweet. Well, super long one, but so far so good for Blue-White Clue Flash.